it leads to strength. It's a war against ignorance, and so it leads to knowledge. It's a war against confusion, and so it delivers understanding. The warpath leads to control and leads to ownership of your life. The unmitigated daily discipline in all things. The warpath. The warpath. The unmitigated daily discipline in all things. The warpath. The warpath. To victory! The path of blood and of sweat and of suffering. The warpath is the preeminent path of discipline, which is why it leads to freedom. And beyond that, in the end, the warpath, it leads to peace. And then once you climb up and you start to get altitude, you start to get elevation, gravity becomes weaker. Your old, weaker self doesn't have the same influence that it had. Break the old you. It takes power. It takes effort to break the old you. It takes power. It takes discipline to break the old you, to break those habits, to break free of the chains that have been holding you back. Holding you back. Break the old you. But that hardest You gotta go down swinging. You gotta go down swinging. And I'll tell you this, if you fight with all you've got, more often than not, you won't go down at all. You win. But you gotta make that attitude part of your everyday life. The extra rep, the extra mile, the extra round, the right choices to make yourself stronger mentally and physically. Stand and fight. Fight against weakness and against fear. And fight against time and decay. Fight back. Go down swinging. Go down swinging. Give every day everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Go down swinging. And when you face a challenge, even something where you don't believe you can win, maybe it's a situation where you cannot win. But if you can't win, remember this, you have nothing to lose. So stand up and go forward and go out in a blaze of glory, fighting with everything you've got, every ounce of energy, every bead of sweat, and every drop of blood, till your last breath. And then, and only then, you can stand down. You can stand down. You can put down your sword, and you can put down your shield, and rest in peace. Go down swinging. Go down swinging. And give every day everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Go down swinging. What do you do when you fail? You know, recently we reviewed that U.S. Army field manual from like World War II era. And it says in that manual, it says, other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Think about that. Just think about that. This failure, this upset, this catastrophe. If you aren't dead, then it's just psychological. It's in your head. It's in your head. If you aren't dead, it's in your head. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Now, this does not mean that you won't lose some battles, because you will. We all will. But it does mean that as long as you don't surrender, as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't quit, then you haven't failed. This means you made a temporary tactical retreat. You've made a brief withdrawal so that you can regroup and reattack. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Does discipline ever fail you? No. Actually, discipline does not fail me. I fail discipline. That's what happens on days where I veer off the path and onto the slippery slope of weakness. It isn't discipline's fault. It's my fault. I'm the one that's being weak. It's my fault. I'm the one that's not holding the line. I'm the one that is deciding to take the short-term gratification instead of the long-term domination. When I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do. And that's get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push for it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. When laziness creeps in, it's not discipline that opened the door. It's me. It's me rationalizing and explaining and justifying that laziness. When I decide to take the easy path instead of the righteous path of discipline, that is my decision. That's all on me. That's all on me. It's me deciding to cave to my weaknesses and become a slave to them. And when I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push for it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Cleanse yourself in the fire and the suffering of the discipline and get back on the path. The hard, unrelenting path of discipline. That path that leads to freedom. nothing but weakness. Akira. I'm not naturally strong or fast or flexible. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. I get emotional over stupid things. I eat the wrong foods. I don't sleep enough. I procrastinate and I waste time. I care too much about meaningless things and not enough about important things. My ego is too big. My mind is too small. Often trapped inside itself. Now, all that being said, I have a saying. A person's strength is often their biggest weakness, but their weaknesses can become strengths. Me, I am weak. In all those ways, I am weak. But I don't accept that. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. Weakness. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. I don't accept that I am what I am, and that is what I am doomed to be. No, I do not accept that. I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scraping and kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them. Some days I win, but some days I don't. But each and every day I get back up and I move forward with my fists clenched toward the battle, toward the struggle. And I fight with everything I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws as I strive to be just a little bit better today than I was yesterday. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. Weakness. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. You want to rebel against your parents? Cool. Do better. You want to rebel against society? Cool. Rebel by working harder than everyone else. That's the best form of rebellion. Sure, you can go and rebel against them by cutting school, not studying. That is a form of rebellion. And guess what? You're the one that loses. So instead of doing that kind of rebellion, rebel by winning. Rebel by winning. Rebel by winning. Rebel by getting smarter. Rebel by working harder. Rebel by getting stronger. Rebel by winning. Instead of going backward, instead of decaying, I got a good job, I got a good family, I got a nice house, I'm in pretty good shape. Sometimes I skip workouts, and sometimes I sleep in, and sometimes I eat bad. And how can I find more discipline?
Akira.
You could be lying to yourself. That could be the problem. How is that? You can be lying to yourself by saying, I'm really happy. That can be a lie. And there's a chance you are, right? There's a chance. I got a good job, I got a good family, I got a house, I'm in pretty good shape. There's a chance. And if that's the scenario, good. You know what? Don't worry about getting more discipline. You're happy. You got a good job, you got a good family, you got a house, you got a car, everything's good. That's fine. But there's a chance that that's not fine. There's a chance that you're lying to yourself. Because you know you could be better. And there's something in your mind that's saying you could be better. And you know it. And you know that the way you could get better, and the way you could do better, and the way you could be more is by having more discipline. So, discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Because if you tell yourself the truth, if you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can be in better shape. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family. The truth is, I can do much better than I'm doing right now. If that's what you believe, if you believe that to be the truth, you won't have to find more discipline. Discipline will find you. It will wake you up in the morning. Have you ever been preparing for something and you didn't think you were ready and you couldn't sleep and you wake up in the morning because it's happening? Isn't that interesting? So, when you're going through life and you truly feel like you could do better and you could do more and you truly feel that way, you think about that, you're gonna have a hard time sleeping. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you lie to yourself and say, you know what, I'm good to go. Like, I'm not worried about this operation. We're good to go. I know everything will probably go fine. Sleep all night like a little baby. If you lie to yourself and you're like, I'm in pretty good shape, my family's doing fine, I like this house that I'm in. If that's the lie that you're telling yourself, maybe you can sleep just fine. And maybe it's hard to be disciplined. So what you need to do is you need to know yourself the truth about what the hell is going on in your life. Do an assessment. Break out a piece of paper and start to write down these things that you claim to be happy about. Pull the stops off. Like, okay, if I could have any house I wanted, is this house the house I wanted? Is it? Is it really? You sure about that? Hey, I'm in pretty good shape right now. You sure about that? If I could snap my fingers in a different physical shape, is this what I would choose? Or would I want to be a little bit better? Would I want to be stronger, faster? Then you gotta ask yourself, you sure about that? Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. The truth about the situation that you're in. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. And it should hurt a little bit. It should hurt a little bit. There should be aspects of your life that you know you can improve upon. That should hurt a little bit. Here's the cool thing. Take ownership of those things and guess what? Doesn't hurt at all. Now guess who's in control? You are.
Jocko, focus in a battle is easy. How do you keep focus in a long war?
Akira.
Well, that to focus on the battle that's right in front of your face. And when you're doing that, sometimes you can lose track of the long-term goal. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. Ever. I want to have that long-term goal so embedded in my mind that I never lose sight of it. Ever. And those little tasks and projects and short-term goals that you tackle, they need to lead toward that strategic victory. Winning the long war. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. Ever. And we get very caught up in instant gratification. We want results now. We want the shortcut to the winner's podium. And sometimes, when we don't get that short-term glory that we want, we lose track of those long-term goals. And you look up in 6 weeks or in 6 months or in 6 years, and you've made no progress. None. You never moved. You might even be further from your goal than you were. Why? Why did you let that happen? It's because you lost sight of that. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. Ever. And at some point, after you lose sight of that goal and years have gone by, you think to yourself, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do it. And so you give up. You let it fade. And you settle. You settle for mediocrity. You settle for average. You settle for, oh well. But no. Don't do that. Embed that long-term goal in your mind. Burn it into your soul. Think about it, write about it, talk about it, hang it up on your wall. But most important, do something about it. Do something about it every day. Every day, do something that moves you toward that goal, that keeps the goal alive and in sight and in focus. However small or insignificant that step might seem, take it to it. Do that little piece. Make it happen. Make it happen. Because that goal isn't going to achieve itself. It's all on you. We talk about the path. And we talk about discipline. And we talk about living clean. But it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps. And it's hard to stay on the path. It's hard to stay on the path. And if you fall off, it can seem even harder to get back on. But you can do it. You can do it. And if you fall off, it can seem even harder to get back on. But you can do it. You can do it. We talk about the path. We talk about discipline. We talk about living clean. But it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps. And it's hard to stay on the path. It's hard to stay on the path. You gotta be honest with yourself. Do not be a slave. Don't be a slave to drugs or booze or emotion or whatever weakness is trying to be your master. Don't allow it. Tell the truth. Call out your own weaknesses. Then impose discipline. Impose your will and climb back up onto the path and set yourself free. We talk about the path. We talk about discipline. We talk about living clean. But it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps. And it's hard to stay on the path. It's hard to stay on the path.
And we talk about discipline, and we talk about living clean, but it is not an easy path.
There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. There's not gonna be any team support. There's not gonna be any family support. There's not gonna be any friend support. There's gonna be times where you've got to go and do it yourself when you gotta do it alone. And those are the times that make a difference. Those are the times that count. Those are the times where you have to dig deep yourself to get the job done. And if you can make that happen, you will win. And if you can make that happen, you will win. There's times where self-discipline in your bloodstream. These are choices that you make. You choose to be courageous. You choose to have confidence. And most important, you choose. You make the choice to be disciplined, to have self-discipline. You make the choice to be disciplined, to have self-discipline. There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. So make the right choice by getting up every day and getting after it.